Hello and welcome to Power Rankings. I'm your host, Jessica Kinney, and I give you the rundown on how the power shifts from week to week on Game of Thrones. This week's episode was named Kill the Boy for the kid that still lives in Jon Snow. And as Aemon Targaryen said, it's time he kills the boy and becomes the man he was meant to be. Someone who has basically done the opposite of that is my shout out this week, Theon Greyjoy, or as we now know him, Reek. Bless his heart, he hasn't had the easiest time of it, but I am excited to see how he and Sansa's relationship will evolve, and if he will tell her that her brothers are in fact still alive. Alive is now a questionable state for my honorable mention this week, Jorah Mormont. He and Tyrion are now in Volantis, and we just saw that Jorah was touched by one of the Stone Men. Here's hoping there's an amazing Maester nearby to stop the spread of the grayscale, but either way, he's on his way back to his queen and the woman he loves, Daenerys. My other honorable mention is a man who finally professed his love this week to Missandei Grey Worm. I'm so happy he's still alive, and it just goes to show that even the Unsullied have feelings too. Making their debut at number 5 this week is Tormund Giantsbane. He was just released by Jon Snow and told to gather the wildlings for an alliance with the Night's Watch. Tormund suggests that Jon goes with him to convince the rest of the wildlings to come south of the wall. Before they only followed Mance, but with the right influence and the need for survival, Tormund could be their new leader. Speaking of the Wall, the Lord Commander of Castle Black is number 4 this week, Jon Snow. He's making decisions that are best for everyone, not just the Night's Watch. And Aemon told him it's time to be a man, and I believe that is exactly what Jon is going to do, even though I thought he was already all man, but that's just me. If he can see the bigger picture and focus on the war to come, he could be one of the most powerful characters on the show. His half-sister is number 3 this week, Sansa Stark. She is still at Winterfell and is promised to Ramsay Bolton, but we have heard from multiple people that the North still remembers. Not only does she have the people's love, but she has guardian angels Brienne and Pod watching over her from afar. So even as alone as she probably feels right now, especially after Theon was made to apologize for killing her 2 younger brothers in front of everyone, she has many people who still have her back and want her to succeed. Someone who is determined to succeed is the runner-up this week, Stannis Baratheon. He started the long trek towards Winterfell, and even though Ser Davos suggested waiting for Jon to come back with the wildlings, Stannis disagreed. His fate is already set in motion, and he will stop at nothing to get to the Iron Throne. His numbers, backing by the Iron Bank, and undying want to be king make him powerful. Plus, the fact that he now has the knowledge of dragonglass from Samwell Tarly and its effect on the White Walkers. Speaking of a powerful force, we finally got to see number 1 fight back this week, Daenerys Targaryen. She is making more bold choices of herself, and even though she lost her right-hand man, Ser Barristan Selmy, she's gained a backbone and is making more tactical moves, like marrying herself to the head of a household, Hizadr Zolorak. She's making herself closer to her people in Meereen. She decided to open up the fighting pit, showing them she respects her traditions. Jorah and Tyrion are on their way to aid her, and she is still gaining control of her dragons back, but it looks like Daenerys Stormborn, she's the one to watch. Thanks again, guys, and don't forget to tune in next week to see who's got the power. For more Behind the Throne Power Rankings, subscribe to thestream.tv.